Welcome
What up? What up? What
to
up? What up?
welcome to TopShelf Podcast. I am Destiny,
I am B Bell, the one and only.
I'm B Quarter.
and we want to remind you to follow us on YouTube, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, all of those things. Do that ASAP. Tell your friends to do it too. Thank you very much.
Tell a friend. Tell a friend. You hear me?
Yeah, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And I think it's almost time. We bring a guest on here every now and then. I think that'll be fun.
I think so.
Yeah. Somebody came to me the other day asking when we was going to start doing guests. I'm like, can we get this going? Like y'all already ready to see
Yeah,
people
that's what I wanted to do first. I wanted the people to know us so they wouldn't be confused when it's a guest, Like, so I think we about at that point though. We can do
Did
that.
we do our drink check yet? Look at
Yeah.
this.
I'm taking the BL approach today.
Oh, you drink water?
I got a red cup, but it's water in it.
Oh, you over there fronting today. Don't put it in a damn.
Don't do that. Nothing wrong with having a little water from time to time. Well, this evening I'm not drinking water.
Yeah, I seen you pouring. But you back in your space now, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's the difference.
Yeah, definitely the difference.
New year, new B. Okay. Well, I'm bougie today. I got a little sweet red going on.
Okay. Got you a little barefoot. It's barefoot Tuesdays.
Right. You getting better and better. You getting better and better. No paw, no whatever else you was drinking before.
Listen, I have a selection. Okay. I am.
Well, got that stimmy. Got that stimmy? Well, red.
I got mine on Friday. I know a lot of people who ain't got theirs yet, though, and the website talking about they might not be eligible. Niggas is hot.
Yeah, people are hot though.
Yeah.
How did they fuck this up? I don't know.
I mean, that 600 came and went, man.
Boy, ain't that it? I said,
Exactly.
got nothing to show for it. But anywho, moving on. B, artists to watch. What we got? Artists to watch in 2021. I got to remember to say 21 too, because
yeah, 2021. So I've been listening to his name is Blast. I've been listening to him lately from the West Coast, man. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Maybe I just got a thing for the West Coast or whatever, but it just seemed like that's where everything been coming from for me. But yeah, man, he's super dope, super talented. Like I put his album on and just if I'm about to clean or just do something, like it's a cool album you can just let ride. The next person I got is person from our hometown, and I think he got a lot of steam behind him right now. I think it's going to be interesting to watch YNJ to see just see where he go with it. We'll see how it goes for him. It'll be cool because it's somebody from the hometown, and I'm just hoping he can spin it into something that's long term and becomes some type of staple or something for the city. And we were supposed to do 2, right? I did 2. Oh shit, I did 2.
Here we go. First week, we have a song for the playlist. The next
Happy
week,
New Year,
the same artist to watch for the same ones. The next week, God damn, come on, player.
Yeah, maybe you do need some water, sir.
Happy New Year.
Drinking water. You didn't have too many damn Moscow mules over there. Well, who next? Me? All right. So these aren't necessarily new, like artists you haven't heard of, but I feel like they were kind of bubbling last year, and I think 21 will be like the year they really for real take off. So I like Flo Milli, and I've been like literally the past couple of weeks, I've seen her in a lot of different things, like marketing wise. I've seen her in a lot of different like commercials and sponsors, like partnership ads and all kind of stuff like that. So I think like this year, she's really going to really elevate and really take off. Also, I think Rennie Rucci is also going to do the same. She just made a video and like they got her in there like choreographed dancing and shit. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. What is happening? So I can tell, I can see the switch and you know the money and the budget they're really putting behind her. Yeah, so I think that train is definitely moving and moving in the right direction. So, and I think that you know she's big Rennie, big Lotto. Like I feel like that they might have, you know, they're gonna have some competition because they
anyway. The big, everybody got to put big before their name now. Like I mean, it ain't just now; it's been going on for a minute. But yeah, everybody want to be big somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, they're damn near the same person. I mean, they're both mixed. Yeah. They both got bodies. They like, so they gonna have to figure out how they gonna differentiate themselves because I can see, you know, that just becoming a wash for both of them if they don't find a way to really set themselves apart from each other. They're gonna start blending into each other, and then people are just gonna forget. So
yeah, it's definitely gonna be about timing and strategizing with them because, like you said, they're one of one. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be about just time and strategizing and just knowing when and if one of them gets the right record. Like it's eventually going to come for both of them, but just when it's going to come.
Mm-hmm. I have 3, but I can stick to 2 since B.
No. You can do your 3. Either damn slacker. Your 3.
Don't let
we'll hear his third one 2 weeks from now.
Right. Jesus. So my third one is my girl Chica. I think she just wrapped up her album. She just put a post up yesterday, and Lena Waithe is doing like the outro or whatever, I believe, on her album. So I'm very excited for this album just because she's definitely built a lot of steam just through the pandemic, being able to, you know, really be her authentic self online and just having the attention and the eyes be on her. And, you know, she's definitely taken that opportunity to really build her audience. And I think it's time for her to really be able to push full steam ahead. So looking forward to that.
All right. Guess it's my turn. I'm in the same boat as B. All 3 of my artists for the 2021 is all from the West Coast. All 3 of them. I think, I don't know, man. I've always been a big. Say what?
Something in the water.
Yeah, something in the water. Like I knew the West was gonna come back around eventually, and they have. Like, and they've really set their mark. First one I have is Cam and China out of LA.
I like them.
Man, they just something. It's just something different. Like it's just something completely different, especially from female rap.
Yeah. To see like a female, like you got the City Girls as a group, but then you have them. They're twins, and they both really are rapping.
Yeah, they hard.
Sex appeal and everything else.
Yeah,
you know. So if people are not familiar with them, you've probably heard some of their music on the TV show Insecure. I think they was like on an episode, right? I don't watch the show.
Yeah, I think so.
They was on an episode. I think the thing that keeps me there is how they keep the buzz going in regards to the videos that they post on IG. Like they've been putting out singles and they've been able to get some traction. But I think what keeps people coming is being able to watch them just freestyle.
Bitch, you can't walk in my shoes. Nah, I done cut ties with too many niggas. I'm blessed and I'm paying my dues. I better be careful, cause she can get extra. These niggas don't know how I move. Cause bitch, I'm jumping like mattress. Ain't got time, so I never move backwards. And I'll pull more niggas in wax. Bang, like all of your punchlines. When the crunch time, finding niggas on my 60 to the one times. Watching my back like Roku, Creole bitch with pen or voodoo. Friends been phony, your niggas ain't homies. Your best friend been on me. How you let it get like this? Let a cold ass bitch just fuck your homie. Never gon' feel like this. Mike Tyson, these bitches gon' bite my shit. Toxic, I'ma make a match just to see who tough. Just cause I like that shit. I'ma call they bluff. Tell him keep back cause he can't keep up. Begging on wax like a rep in my hood. A bitch gon' gas anything she does. Him shining.
And then them just bouncing off each other. Like you really don't see that as much, you know what I'm saying, in regards of having a tandem. The next one is Jason Cash out of Pomona, California. This is somebody I've been following since 2018. He put out an album called Affiliated. And as of late, I believe he just signed with Atlantic Records with I think Fuzzy got him over there with Dallas. But Jason is pretty dope. I know he's doing something, I believe, for 92.3 The Beat in LA. I believe that's the right radio station, right? B? Yeah. He's been doing like freestyles, and they've been able to give him a platform because the Affiliated album, I don't know what happened. It just is not on any streaming platforms. And my last one is Inhale. I don't know if you guys know who Inhale is, but it's Nate Dogg's son. He has a son that's singing and rapping, which is pretty dope. Like he just started, I want to say, about 2 years ago. Crazy it may sound, like before he was rapping and singing, he was on a football scholarship, I believe, in Washington, and he left there, and he picked up music, and he's been definitely doing this thing, like sounding like his dad, and also just keeping that West Coast sound prominent with his own twist. So those are the three that I've been watching, all West Coast. And I tried, like when I was putting my three together, like I tried, like, damn, is anybody from the South? Is anybody from the East? I thought about from the crib too. I'm glad B brought one up from the crib. I did have somebody else, but I just wanted to watch, you know. So those are my three for 2021.
What's next? Me, Mixie Minute. Well, there's been some of course there's been foolishness around.
It's been a lot, I'm sure.
Coming on into this 21, there has been a lot of just messy breakups happening. This
before you get into yours, because I feel like you probably finna drop a bomb. I just seen this today, and I don't even want to keep dwelling on the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion thing. But did y'all see the Baby and Tory Lanez got a song together dropping too now?
Really?
Yeah, I saw it. She said it was
Tory
over.
Lanez posted the cover for it. So, man, the pettiness just continues
into the new year. Jesus.
Yeah, it just continues. But go ahead. I don't want to steal your shit.
This is why Tory is trash. But anywho, so this Von Miller shenanigans dropped today. It's a mess. I know the Twitter conspiracy theorists feel like it's fake because
fill me in on this because I didn't get it from the conversation.
Well, essentially, Von was dating Megan, this girl named Megan or whatever her name is. She was a stripper, whatever. They've been dating.
She used to strip at Floyd's spot out in Vegas.
Yeah, they've been dating like publicly for a minute, at least a couple of years. Well, apparently she's pregnant and he's not happy about it. And he sent her all these text messages about how upset he is about her being pregnant, and he's wishing miscarriages on her, and he's wishing the baby dies, and just all kind of stuff just going crazy. So she screenshots all the text messages and she puts it on her Instagram story. His response was that it's fake news, and when you break up with somebody, it's crazy the lengths they'll go to or whatever. But like she posted the stuff. Yeah. And the original post she didn't blur out like his email or whatever. I don't know. So it had Von Miller 40 at outlook.com. So Twitter is saying that it's a fake because like who uses fucking Outlook anymore? So I don't know. I mean, whatever. Like, I'm over it. But I will say, like, Tyrese is getting a divorce from his wife, and he dropped that like
That's over Christmas break, right?
yeah, like right around Christmas. But it was weird to me because he put this statement out or whatever on Instagram, and then like a couple hours later, this nigga had a whole video. He wrote her a song and had a fully like produced video, and it was like a compilation of like all their family videos and shit, and the song was
So
playing.
just like him, like trying to get her back.
I don't know what he called himself doing. No, the song was like "You Deserve Better" or some shit, like basically like I'm sorry that this happened to us type song. But he had a video to it, and it wasn't like he made it on his phone. Like this is an actual video. He's sitting on the couch, the camera's behind him. He's watching the TV in his house or they home videos, and then it like cuts to like a whole bunch of videos that they had took at home. Like
Oh,
this is
Jody.
so awkward.
Oh, extra ass Jody.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then this whole Kanye and Kim supposed to be getting a divorce. I just seen that a few minutes ago. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? So I just, I pray for people's relationships,
but can we go back to the Megan and Von Miller situation?
Mm-hmm.
Like I follow her, but they've been dating for a while.
They have.
All right. And if it could be a conspiracy, the whole Outlook thing, whatever. I mean, I use Outlook for work. Mm-hmm. But if it isn't though, come on, man. The space you're in as an athlete, and you know how much money that you're bringing in. I believe he already had kids because she was around the kids, around the family. I mean, he was dating her and how he had her around. I mean, you would think the next step is marriage. Mm-hmm. And it went so far as she has his name tattooed on her chest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dog, if you didn't want to go no further with her, once she got that tattoo there, man, I'd have been like, time out. Right. This ain't it. This ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of crazy to see all that, and a part of me wants to be like, I hope it is a conspiracy because he's like, I pray for a miscarriage. I'm like, that's some real sick shit to say. Yeah. Like, I pray for a miscarriage.
That's wild. And she's definitely pregnant. She posted her ultrasound pictures, and her name is at the top, so it's not like a picture she pulled off of Google. But I'm just like, what? First of all, you already have kids. Second of all, you're grown as shit. Third of all, if she is pregnant by you, like, what difference does that make at this point in your life? It ain't like you can't afford a child. Like, you would think you making all this fuss, like, I can't afford another child or whatever the case is. Like, if you don't want to be with her, that's one thing. But to really, like, these text messages, like, he was livid that she is pregnant and she's keeping it. Like, he telling her to go get an abortion, like all kind of shit. So what is it, because you got a baby by this particular person, or you just don't want any more kids by anybody? Like, what is the real problem here? I don't know.
People just not being transparent, and people just not being realistic. You know what I'm saying? When you start bringing people into your lives on a more personal space than what you should, if you're expecting it to be something, and like I said, if it's true, this thing bit him in the ass. I got to put it on you, homie, because we all know, if it's some that you're gonna deal with at a surface level, then it's one that you're gonna really take it there. He's old enough. I mean, we're grown. He should know better. If it's true. If it's true.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. So I watched this episode on I Am Athlete, and they were basically talking about like these football players, like, but they were really like talking about the young ones that come into the league and you know, they out here going crazy and they're asking like the older ones, like, how do you know when she's the one and all this kind of stuff. And it's, I mean, everybody had a different opinion about it. There was not just like one consistent answer to that. So I guess it just depends on the person, but I think it has a lot to do with you knowing what you want. And a lot of people don't know what they want. So you can't identify someone who has what you want to spend the rest of your life with. You can't identify that if you don't know what you want. You don't know what you're looking for. So obviously you don't know if she's the one. So I mean, it starts with you. It starts inside of you and knowing who you are and what you want. And a lot of people don't know that, especially at such a young age when you have all of these new things in your life. You got new money, you got new positions, new responsibilities, all this kind of stuff. Like, you don't know what you want because you are always so distracted by all of these new shiny things in front of you.
Right.
So, don't give me the line. That's not life. You said what?
You said you with the relationship advice. We're gonna start a relationship.
Telling you that remember that NBC segment, The More You Know, with the shit coming across the screen. That's what Destiny just hit us with. The more you know.
Listen, I'm old. I've been through a lot. Okay, I got stories for days. But anywho, next.
What's next?
Shots fired.
There's something I've been pondering on for a minute, especially in the last week or so. We took some big hits in the hip hop community. I'm gonna just get straight to it. I just need people to stop downplaying the older generation in hip hop. I think it's pretty whack, especially with the recent passing of Ecstasy from Houdini, and then you have Ozone from Breaking that passed as well. You know, when these guys passed over the past few days, it was just kind of like you saw the older generation embracing them. Then I've seen a few people that was a little bit younger than me, or even my age, was kind of like, who the hell are they? And I'm kind of like, how you don't know who Ecstasy is from Houdini? Like, in the 80s, you know, that group was probably right there next to Ron DMC. I mean, Ron DMC was a few steps ahead of them in regards to popularity, but in regards of just music wise, I mean, it was toe to toe. And what hurts me is, as a genre, we're the only ones that downplay the older generation. Like, you don't see that in rock and roll. You don't see that in alternative. Anything in regards of just white artists. They artists for them the past. You know what I'm saying? They're still able to create. They're still able to go on tour. Whereas with us, if we hear someone that's older, the first thing that comes out our mouth is, don't nobody want to hear their old ass. And it's kind of like, wow. You know, it's the truth. Don't nobody want to hear their old ass. Why you want to see them? You know, but who is it for us to be able to say they don't have anything to contribute to the culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's one thing I've always taken from it, is you always have to go back to the past to be able to keep things moving forward. And I think even though hip hop is definitely the biggest genre in the world, they might not want to say it, but it is. But it is some things that we lack, and we lack in regards of not giving our roses to our legends, not being able to document things that should have been documented years ago. Whereas we have things that are accessible to be able to make these things happen, so they're there. You know, like going back to Houdini, they have songs that have been sampled by some of the biggest hip hop stars like Nas, Kanye, someone else I forgot, but their music is still living on, and a lot of people don't know these things. And I mean, to even go forth, I know we was talking about it, even with the Young Thug comment. I mean, even though he cleared it up about just the whole Jay-Z doesn't have a discography to go into an arena, but it's just like, once he said that, and knowing the influence he has, it's a lot of people that really went on and thought about that. Like, he don't, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, how y'all gonna second guess this man, you know? And I just don't want it to get to it's getting to a point to where it's happening a little bit too much. Like we do have a few artists that's been able to stand the test of time, and it's only a handful full of them. But even reaching back into the 80s and somewhat into the early 90s, a lot of those guys, you bring them up, and it's kind of like, who the hell are they? And it's just pretty whack.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I feel like there's definitely a disconnect somewhere. So I don't know if it's in the education of it all, somewhere in there. There's a disconnect between the generations, older and younger for sure.
And I know,
like to.
yeah, and I know, some people may say, some of the older generation didn't take time to embrace those younger ones, which has some validity to it. It is, but it is some out there that really want to be able to reach out and bridge that gap because it's needed. Like, you go through just talking about the foundations of hip hop, and you talk about just the elements. A lot of people don't even know the elements of just how it was built or where it came from. You know what I'm saying? The founders, not trying to get all on my nerve shit with this shit and all, but like I said, when you go and you look at white artists, they know their history. It's documented. I watched a documentary on the Bee Gees a few weeks ago. Like, that shit was incredible. And it's kind of like, why isn't something like this has happened for our huge stars? Like, we have icons that are in our genre, and it's yet to be able to see something like that being put on an HBO or Netflix or what have you, So that's my tidbit. Let me jump off my soapbox.
I think it has a lot to do with one, I feel like millennials and the generation before us were kind of similar as far as our experiences. So the music is similar because we're kind of talking about the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, the struggle was similar. But I feel like the generation after us, these Gen Zs, their experience is so 360. Their experience is so different from anybody else's. So what they're talking about, it's not aligned. It's not on the same plane. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why the gap hasn't been connected, because it's such a huge gap.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I feel like because that gap is so large, the newer generation, they have really just rejected anything older.
Yeah.
They spend so much time trying to reject anything that is deemed old and trying to come up with something new, something that no one's ever seen or talked about or whatever the case is. So that's the reason why they don't know about the Houdinis and the Run DMCs, because they've blocked that off. Like, that's so much of a contrast to what they see and what they experience today, that they're just like, that shit is old and nobody wants to, you know what I mean? Like, they're in that space. It's like, they just try so hard to cut that part off. And I mean, when you think about the type of music and the type of things that they make music about, like, these kids is out here depressed and they out here on pills and all kind of stuff. Like, I don't remember that being the experiences that rappers that I grew up listening to talked about. They might have talked about selling the drugs, but being the one who's on the drugs and depressed and suicidal, that wasn't the experience that we lived. And that's such a stark difference from,
and then another thing is the music industry in itself, though. It's always with us, what's new? What's the new thing? Even just taking it a step further with in a sense, R&B. And we can I'll bring up R. Kelly for a moment. At one point, R. Kelly wasn't growing with the audience that he came in with in the early 90s. Like, a lot of this shit started to be targeted to a younger demographic. And I'm just like, well, damn, what about the people that came in with you there? Like, you don't feel like you should be able to grow along with your audience? You know what I'm saying? Like, we see that in other genres. Whereas with us, it's kind of like once we hit a certain age, it's kind of like we have to do what the younger guys are doing, and not knowing that we're looking like clowns because the other, like, what about this whole audience you left? And they're like, well, damn, what about us? We was fucking with you from the get-go. So you just gonna go on and resort to them now, you know, and then when it gets to the end, you start making these records that sound like Charlie Wilson, and this shit don't even sound right. Sorry. You know, it's a few out right now. I mean, they tried to come back, then a lot of these records sound like Charlie Wilson's records. So I digress.
Yeah.
No, I'm 100% with you on that one. But yeah, man, I don't know. I honestly don't know why it's like that. I mean, I do understand. You know, it is a huge gap, and it seemed like shit just did a whole 360 or something. Yeah, and I mean, maybe that is the thing, but we still hearing people like Jay-Z, who's in his 50s. I'm still waiting on the next Jay-Z verse whenever it drops. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, he still, you know, can compete, you know what I'm saying, with the best of them, outdo the best of them,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, still, or whatever the case is. But
yeah. You also got to understand, like, I mean, we're still young, but like a lot of people from our generation, or a lot of his fans, people that grew up with him, are going to start to age out. They're not going to be buying streaming. They're not going to be going to concerts and that kind of shit. So it's like at some point it's going to get to a point where it's like, okay, his music is going to have to be valued by the younger crowd, because they're essentially like becoming what we used to be, like, and then on top of that, like all of the technology and all of the changes that's happening, you know, with TikToks, and with like TikTok just did they just signed a deal with Warner, so like I guess all of Warner music is like gonna be, I guess you get royalties or whatever. So just TikTok now has streaming. TikTok now has contracts with like the big 3 record labels. So it's like their audience is the younger audience, because that's where they are. That's what they're doing. And that, you know, that's always been their focus. How do we make the most money in a short amount of time? Because they need to get that return back. They don't have that kind of time to be waiting on Jay-Z to spend 10 years to make a new album. They don't have that kind of time. So it's like these bigger corporations, you know, that's just not a priority for them. And that impacts, you know, what we're talking about right now, the longevity of these older artists and the longevity of their songs. Longevity does not bring in a lot of money for these labels.
I mean, not for the labels, but for the artist. The artist is able to still go tour. You know, if they only publishing a record is used in a movie or a commercial or these things, licensing, like it's still backdoor money for these artists. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're able to stand the test of time. A lot of these young guys not standing the test of time. Like they giving them all this money up front, but later on, it's kind of like once you done shit, they throwing you off to the side. You know, right. So it's kind of like to the point to where, you know, the record company is always going to get their money, but just the quality of product that's coming out is disposable. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that for sure.
Sorry. Oh, Dr. Dre reportedly suffered a brain aneurysm and is currently in ICU. My Lord.
Shut up. I just seen some shit his wife talking about. He said he's sitting on so much cash and he got Apple stock and he got enough money to pay her.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's in Cedars-Sinai. This is from TMZ. You know they're the fucking Illuminati. So
Hey, I remember when TMZ used to
Was
be
unreliable. Yeah.
was unreliable as fuck. It was like what is it, media takeout or something.
Uh-huh.
Now all of a sudden it's like TMZ in the room with the family and shit, like they get the news first. Like
that brand awareness. Because the first thing you think when you, if I'm a nurse at Cedar Sinai, I automatically think TMZ and I'm calling.
hey, you
Crazy times you're living in. And that's the thing, like if TMZ hasn't reported, we're kind of like
Right.
I don't know.
I go to Shade Room and TMZ. Those are the two places that I go. I need confirmation.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
right?
Man, prayers for Dr. Dre.
Yeah,
That
man.
news came in, but yeah, prayers for Dr. Dre.
Lord. Be about your business.
This week, yeah, I'm thinking about moving forward in 2021. Just artist, business, whatever is your lane, brand, or whatever. And I just want to say, content is king. I mean, I'm sure we've heard it a lot of times, but especially like during times like now, where we're doing, a lot of things are virtual. So yeah, content is king. So getting creative as possible with content, producing as much content, as we possibly can. It seemed like the more and more virtual we get, the more and more platforms are being utilized, and even different platforms are being created, such as a Clubhouse or whatever the case is that will pop up in the future. So taking advantage of these platforms and yeah, just creating content and brand awareness, I feel like is going to be key in 2021. I mean, it's been key, but now more than ever, I feel like it's going to be key. So that's my tidbit on y'all business tips and tricks.
I agree. I want to see in 2021. I want to see more creative rollouts because I'm sick of this.
Man, I do too.
I'm sick of it.
People just throwing shit out there, like
Right. Like, no. And then you mad because you only got 10 people to buy. Like, no, give me something. Like, give me some kind of rollout. And it don't even have to be nothing crazy. Like, you want to make extra money, like do like what's his name? A Black did with the chicken hot sauce, whatever. It was like merch for like a week. It might not even been a week. It was like a few days before he dropped that mixtape. That got me hyped because I like the merch, and then I went and got the, like, it's simple stuff. And then on top of that, you'll make more money because it's merch. It's just another revenue stream. Like,
yeah, right.
Something, people. You got nothing but time at this point. It ain't like you got to sell tickets. So it ain't like you got to sell $40 tickets for somebody to come to your album release party. Right. Like, come on.
Yeah, I want to see definitely more creative things done with rollouts for sure. It just seemed, I don't know, man. It just seemed like they go in the studio, record a song, put it out, and it's like back in the studio the next day to put out the next song the next night. Like, and nobody's really putting no time, for real time and thought into these, the rollout of things, or just not investing time into the whole thing as a whole, really. Like just going in, doing whatever, putting it out.
I think one thing I want to see in regards to content with albums, I want to see visual albums. I know Larry June put one out with I believe it was with Cooking Soul. That was pretty cool. I think being able to like taking your music and bringing it to life, other than like you said, just going in the studio, making the records and just putting it out and expecting us just to take the shit and be cool with it. I think it's just not enough. Like we have to be able to see it, be able to form some type of connection. So I would like to see more visual albums, just to be able to embrace the music a little bit more and get a connection. Most importantly, I think, a lot of it, like we said, during the pandemic, you was able to see who was able to connect with their fans, and you seen the ones that only relied on the club. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. What What were you about to say, Destiny?
Your best friend is supposed to be dropping a new, what is it, a project tonight? Drake's supposed to be dropping his shit tonight, ain't he?
Oh, really?
Is it?
I think so. Mm. Fact check me.
Yeah. Please don't come
I've been
for us.
wrong before.
Yeah, yeah. Please.
Someone I know told me. Mm.
I guess. I mean, he was saying January anyway, but that rolled us into him dominating the streaming numbers in 2020. And I don't
Mhm.
got. I got to pull up the exact numbers here, but they was. I mean, it was a pretty drastic difference. In the next person that was like behind him. Oh yeah. So it was Drake at 4.7 billion. No, this
Billy,
is this is most streamed artist in Spotify history. Period. So it's Drake at 49.7 billion. The next person is Ed Sheeran behind him at 29 billion. So, and I mean, it goes down from there. The people up under them are like Justin Bieber, Post Malone, Eminem, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, Rihanna, and Drake is pretty much doubling, just about doubling everybody, which is crazy. But which is adds to your point, be about um, urban. Well, I'm gonna just say urban music in general is the most popular across the board, and that also speaks to Lil Baby's album being the number one selling album across any genre of
Mhm.
20. So I don't know if we. I don't. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if I never seen it, but I don't know if it's ever been a time where it was a rap album that was like the number one across like all genres. I don't. I mean, it could have been before, but I just don't remember it if it was.
Mm, I don't know. Hammer? Not to go that far.
Yeah,
Uh, not too legit. You can't touch this. I don't know. Maybe that's one. What about Nelly Country Grammar?
yeah, it sold a lot. Yeah,
I mean, Eminem, obviously. That's the obvious. I
yeah.
think it's a few.
Hey, how y'all feel about this Eminem and Snoop beef anyway?
I don't, I don't, I don't like it. I
Yeah,
don't like it at
I
all.
hate it. Yeah, I hate it. Like,
Yeah. Because nothing's gonna come from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what just happened right now. Dre just had a brain aneurysm, and you guys are butting heads because of an opinion. You know what I'm saying? And people
yeah,
get
it's stupid. Like y'all both were, kind of birthed from the same place. And to my knowledge, before anything, I would assume y'all were cool. Like, what real reason does Eminem and Snoop have to beef? Like, yeah, it's just stupid.
I think wasn't it about like Snoop didn't put Eminem in his top 10?
Yeah, that was part of it, and Snoop said something else about Eminem music. I mean, it wasn't like harsh, and I mean, I feel like part of it is the truth. Like, I don't know, I can't relate to shit that Eminem be talking about.
Yeah,
So I'm not. It's not in my playlist, so I'm not playing it for real. But yeah, I just don't feel like it's just necessary. They had a room on Clubhouse last night saying why Snoop and Eminem beef is bad for the culture. And
I
I,
heard
I
it
mean,
was
I totally
crazy.
agree with that. Like, why are y'all this is stupid?
Yeah, I heard that Clubhouse was crazy. Like I caught this morning the recap of it. Like Roy Smith was still talking, but I heard they was going to like days and kept his ass out, and it was a few people in there trying to take up for Eminem. And I just think I think Eminem is just kind of a little hurt in regards to the backlash he's been getting about just the harsh reality. Like, I mean, yeah, you are one of the greatest, but your music really doesn't have much shelf life. It might go for a week or two, and it just comes and goes. But I'm pretty sure, it's a lot of people, predominantly in the Black community that can't relate. You know what I'm saying? And that's not no knock towards you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a great rapper, but shit, I just can't get jiggy with it, It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a conversation with someone, I think last night, and I was like, yo, I really haven't listened to an Eminem album since the Marshall Mathers LP. That was the second one, right? And after that was kind of it for me. Like, I couldn't listen to the rest of them. They really didn't hold me, So not taking nothing away from him as a rapper, but just for me, it's just nothing I'm not gonna be playing in my house or in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of others that feel the same way as well. And it's not just, it ain't for me. And I think that's what Snoop was saying.
Yep. It was something else I wanted to ask y'all. Oh, yeah, do not crucify us for this one, or this is not law. But according to, I think DJ Academics posted that Bobby Shmurda could get out in next month in February. That Bobby Shmurda could possibly get out. Now, how y'all feel about his career? Like, when he gets out, is there people still waiting, or?
I mean, it's probably some people that are still waiting. I guess it all depends on what you do. Getting out of jail and bouncing back into the rap game ain't really been too flourishing for a lot of guys. Being honest, I mean, it's a lot of guys that
one person I think do it best, and it's just because, I mean, he had a lot of steam to come out on, and he had the support system to do it. And I don't think he wasn't in there nowhere near as long as Bobby Shmurda is. Meek Mill, but he had the people around him to do it though. I mean, right. They had it already pretty much set up for him. Yeah. For him to win. It was his to really lose.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It's for me, I feel the same. It's up to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you better come out with something, like that's gonna catch the people, you know what I'm saying, again. Because if you don't, I mean, it's downhill from there. But I feel like based off his situation and playing off of like he stood 10 toes down, and then we got people out here like 6ix9ine. I think people will give it a chance for sure.
Oh yeah. I think if anything, with just getting out of jail, you hear a lot of them like say they didn't write in jail, they couldn't, whereas you take somebody like Pac that kept writing. I think when you're in there for so long, and it's just like basketball or any skill, if you're not practicing it, you're gonna lose it. Yeah. Like you are. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're gonna be able to pick that back up and just do it at the level that you once did it before you went in. Like, if you're not continually just keep practicing your craft, it'll hurt. Like, take for instance Shine. I'm pretty sure you remember when Shine got out and he started recording. His voice didn't sound the same. It just wasn't there. And one thing he had to become honest with is that he didn't practice while he was in jail. You know what I'm saying? He just left it alone. And he thought he was able to pick that shit back up when he got out, and it just didn't work that way. So if you don't keep it together in there, which I'm pretty sure it probably is hard for some people to be creative in there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to do it when you get out, then, and knowing the expectation is already there when you get out because of just the hype and everything that's built around it, and a lot of times people get let down, and once you get let down, there's no coming back from it
at all.
Well, on that note, it's time for the playlist.
Yeah.
B, do you have your songs ready?
Yeah, man. I tried to. Man, I was all on the West Coast. I'm like, man, like I gotta way away from the West. But yeah, I got mine. So the first song is from Blast, and it's called "Got It All" featuring Dom Kennedy. Man, that's one of my favorite records right now. It just feel good. Man, you can just play it. It just feel like sun should be. It's from Jay Stone, which is a project recently. Um, First song is "Started with Nothing" with a classic Nipsey verse on there, and the next song is "City on Lock." Man, and I don't know, it's just something about the way the sample is in that song that I really appreciate. The horns, I don't know, Guru mixed the shit out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
This next one, I'm gonna take it back. Since it ain't got to be new songs, but as Kendrick "Sing About Me," I've been playing that. Yeah, I've been playing that a lot. Man, a whole lot lately. And then this next one's kind of random, but it popped up recently. Always remind me of Cali, and because I played it a lot while I was out there on the trip. And it's Mozzie. It's called "Run It Up." It got Schoolboy Q on it.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm all on the West Coast, but it is.
Man, you know what it might be, B, man? It's just everybody ready to get back outside.
Man, yeah, and that's what they make, and make you feel like you're in some palm trees and the sun shining. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Shoot, I'll go next. Mine is probably a little all over the place. The first record I got is The Call, 407. That's Devin Morrison featuring We Are King. Devin Morrison's pretty dope. He comes from a gospel background, but then he's been able to do his R&B thing, like taking little inspirations from like D'Angelo, Raphael Sadiq, and then putting his own spin on it by being able to produce his record. And if you're not familiar with We Are King, you should be ashamed of yourself. Probably one of the most amazing groups ever. I hate Anita left, but that's another story. But Paris and Amber is a part of that record. The next one is New Guy. It's the record called Fun Fact. It's El Hay featuring Rick Ross. Like I just came up on that record the other day. It came up in my
check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Came up in my Discover Weekly playlist on Spotify. My next one is Back at the Crib from Detroit. Will Remain by Black Milk.
Okay.
Then the next one, going back to Cali. And Thank God for the Trap by Larry June. Numbers. And my last one is Funny Thing by Thundercat.
Got you. Mine are Jay Howe Talk, Gallant Sleep on It, Giannis Lil Boy, Alex Isley Good and Plenty. She is one of the Isley brothers' daughters, actually.
You know what? I was gonna ask. Like, is she part of that Isley brothers family tree? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
She is Aaron Isley's daughter, not the one we know.
Yeah, she ain't around.
Right. No. Victoria Monet asked like that.
Okay. That's cool. Des, you be always coming with some shit nobody's heard of. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be every week, so I've been like, damn, I ain't never heard of that. And I normally try to stay up on some shit I ain't heard, but it's like you always pull some shit out your hat. Be like, okay, all right.
All over the place. My playlist is all over the place.
Nah, but that's dope. So we can have a nice variety of music going.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for today.
It's week 4.
Yeah, first episode of 2021.
Man. We still got a whole lot of damn episodes to go, boy. And it's gonna be some bullshit every week. Every week.
Every week. But yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell all your friends, tell all your family. Tune in, Top Shelf Podcast. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up a little bit, soon to get a guest or two. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll keep it interesting for y'all.
Niggas want to see us start arguing. That's what people want to see some argument going on. I'm just like, man, y'all really want to see us get ignorant? Like,
no. Yeah. Y'all do argue amongst yourselves.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a wrap. Episode 4.
Peace,
all right, man. Peace, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Wear a mask.
Please. Wear a mask. Please, they getting crazy in Atlanta, I'm hearing.
I don't even want to talk about it, man.
Stay out there wilding. You can't even go in.
Wide open. It's wide open.
All right, bro.
Bye.